Hey, and welcome back to my Bikini Challenge series where I'll take you through the real and the raw journey of getting on stage on May the 2nd and dropping 12 kilos in 15 weeks. We are officially in week 3 and oh my God, I have been waiting all week to make this update because this week, compared to last week, I feel like it was completely different. I feel energized. I've just been loving everything that I've been doing. I am going to walk you through what I did differently this week compared to last week. Bring up the challenges, like the highlights, the lowlights, and all of those things as well. So let's go. Starting off with the stats, I cannot believe the stats this week. I feel like my body has just like finally responded to my deficit. Even though I was seeing changes last week, this week has been like next level. I'm talking the way that like my physique looks. I actually feel so much leaner. Even last week I could see the differences, but now I'm like actually seeing huge differences. I've had people commenting on it and it's just crazy. It's looking into the stats. So far, the scale weight last week compared to this week, I have dropped a weekly average of 2 kilos. Like that is just insane. 2 kilo drop in 1 week. And that is obviously the average. So my highest weight has been obviously different to my lowest weight. But when we're looking into your average weight across the week, last week I was sitting at 75 and this week I've finished at 73. I am really happy with these results, especially considering I have been feeling so great during this. The last prep I did, I was struggling a lot and I think that was honestly due to so many reasons, sleep being one of them. I think I'm still kind of in shock that I'm not struggling yet, even though I am 12 weeks out, I think now. No, 13 weeks out, sorry. I am 13 weeks out and I think I'm just expecting mentally to start to struggle because I am sitting quite low on my calories now that I were compared to like when I started my cut last time I did my prep. I'm just not struggling. Like my calories are quite low. I'm doing more cardio probably than I was doing back then as well. And I'm just like loving it. I'm loving the process. So I messaged my coach and I'm like, I've had the lowest weight yet and I'm honestly feeling so good. Like I'm just waiting for this to actually feel so hard and challenging, which I know, like I know it will still get to that point, but I think I'm just still so confused that I'm like, I should be feeling worse already. My deficit is very aggressive. Logically, I know that it makes sense. I know that it makes sense that, you know, I can feel good while still dropping fat because I do this for women all the time. Like I coach them through the exact process without having it to be extreme. So stats are looking really good. I've actually had 2 events this week where I have been a bit more flexible with my meals. On Monday, I went to the beach. I didn't bring my meal prep because I want to heat it up. So me and my friend, we went to Woolworths. We got one of those meals from Strength Co, I think it's called. I got a chicken Caesar pasta salad. Like it was so tasty. I actually did not really plan ahead what meal I was bringing. So if you want to be flexible when you are tracking your macros, when you are having your meals, you don't have to overcomplicate things. So what I did is that I planned ahead what I was having for breakfast, my normal standard breakfast, and I knew what I was having for dinner. And then what I did, I went to Woolworths, I got myself a meal that I knew wasn't high in protein. And obviously because I'm in comp prep, I need to also consider that the macros to be fitting in my day so I don't go over my calories. But honestly, overall, if you're looking to lose fat, you can grab one of those meals that are high in protein and, you know, sitting around 500 or 600 calories. Even if you go over your calories a little bit one day, it does not matter because what actually matters is that you are consistent over a long time. And this is why I get to see so much results happening, not only because I'm very accurate when I'm tracking, but also because I have been consistent now for 3 weeks and I'm seeing that to compound Like all of those little small habits that I've accumulated for the last 3 weeks, my body is responding to that. And even if you won't do this to be extreme, even if you weren't doing an exact, being super accurate with your macros every single day, you would still see results. But the reason to why so many women give up within this process is because when they have a meal out, when they don't have a meal to be tracked, when they have a day where they're not tracking anything, they get in the head. They're thinking that they are off track, and then they feel like they can't just continue off where they started. So instead of just like having a day where you don't track any of your meals and you get back into routine the next day, end up ordering Uber Eats or whatever it might be, what's the point? I didn't track anything yesterday. I didn't stick to my meals yesterday anyways, so what's the point of continuing? But the truth is, this is perfectionism in fitness. This is perfectionism at its purest form, and it's sabotaging your results to a point where it's so subconscious that you don't even realize it. And this is exactly what I help all of my women to overcome, because you do not have to be perfect. Even if I'm very, very accurate in this process now, and that's because I have to go on stage, when you're looking to lose fat, lose weight overall, get into the best shape of your life, and actually build your dream body, you do not need to be perfect. All you actually need is to stick to your habits, the habits that makes you feel so good, making sure that you are fueling your body with enough nutrients and enough calories every single day, eating lots of protein, doing your steps, go for your hot girl walks, and stick to it. Don't lose focus when something else feels more important. You cannot keep abandoning yourself and putting everything else above your goals. You are the most important person in your life. It's not selfish putting yourself first. Putting yourself first is actually the most unselfish thing that you can do, because when you show up in your life with the right energy, when you take care of yourself, that's going to instantly transmit into the energy that you want to have in your relationships. When you're meeting out people on the street, when you take care of yourself, you get to vibrate on that high frequency. So when you walk past people, people are smiling at you because you love yourself and you take care of yourself. And when you don't do that, that's when you see people you're walking past with like just depressed faces. Those are the people that are neglecting themselves and their needs and putting themselves last. And we don't want to be that person in 2026. So if you're actually looking to get really, really great results, you have to stop abandoning your goals. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be the mom that you like. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be the partner that you want to be. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be the friend that you want to be. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to handle those challenges in your career. Everything comes back to self-worth. When you actually show up with the energy that you are worthy to take care of yourself, that you are worthy of your own time, that's when everything changes. Anyways, coming back to the stats, my steps were fluctuating a little bit. So I had some days where I went a little bit lower intentionally because I knew I had catch up with friends, but it actually doesn't matter because like the average steps across the week has still been sitting around 12,000, and that is my goal. So that is all I need to focus on. Some physique updates. I'm going to upload pictures here. This week, as I mentioned in the start of this video, I have seen crazy changes, especially in my glutes. So when I'm looking into my overall physique, I can see that my back is starting to get leaner. I can see that the definition is starting to come through more in my glutes and my hamstrings, which is really, really exciting. And I've also started to see my waist start to come down a lot. I had a meeting with my coach on Tuesday. We had a video call, just going through the progress and seeing what the process has been like, any updates, any changes. And we are sticking to the same macros. We're doing the exact same process from now and onwards. And we're gonna see how my body keeps responding to that. If my progress keeps going so smoothly like it has been, we're just gonna rinse and repeat. So she was really, really happy with my progress. I'm really happy with my progress. So we're just gonna continue doing this until further notice and see how my body responds. Just keep putting in the work because it is paying off. I think the biggest highlight for this week has definitely been my sleep. I have been averaging around 7 hours of sleep per night, and I can definitely see how that's affected my overall energy, my cravings, even though I haven't had many cravings before, but I like just how my body feels like satisfied when I'm having my meals. Like when I'm having dinner at this moment, I've felt myself getting full quicker, which I haven't really experienced before in prep, which is really, really interesting. But so overall, I'm just feeling more content because I'm sleeping enough. It helps me regulate my energy levels, my hunger signals, and all of those things. So I definitely say that has been the highlight of this week, has actually been getting enough sleep and feeling really good about my meals. This week, I went back to my Mexican bowl and I kept my lunch to be chicken, pumpkin and veg and avocado. It's been a really, really good overall mix. I really have been enjoying my meals. Having the pumpkin for lunch really allowed me to have more snacks at nighttime. So I've been having fresh mango, or I've been having grapes. So just having that little bit less carbs throughout the day, then that has allowed me to be a little bit more flexible at nighttime, which has been really, really nice. So I've been really loving my meals this week. My training performance has been so much better this week compared to the previous week. I felt like my legs were a little bit fatigued on Thursday, but overall I've been able to actually increase a lot of the workload. Like I've been pushing heavier weights and I've been getting some PBs, which has been really good because like the goal right now, it's not actually to just lift heavy all the time and hit for PBs. The goal is to maintain as much strength and as much muscle mass as I can leading up to stage, because this is not a phase where I'm focusing on building. This is a phase where I'm focusing on dropping body fat whilst maintaining my muscle mass as much as I can. So having that increase in training performance has really been nice. I've been enjoying training, and there hasn't been a lot of sessions where I actually haven't been super like unmotivated wanting to go. There's only really been like one cardio session where I felt quite fatigued, but besides that, like my training has felt so good, which I have been really, really happy about. Some other overall highlights, I went for walks a lot outside this week, which was really, really nice. I did some catch up with friends. We went for coffee and we went through like the pathway around Kangaroo Point in Brisbane, which is really, really nice. It has one of the best views here in Brisbane. So I've been really enjoying being able to do my steps outside of my normal routine, not having to do them indoors. It's nice sometime too. It's quite uncommon because summer in Queensland is very, very hot. So I tend to go on a treadmill more than I do like walks outside, just because it's so hot and you get so exhausted after your walk. So it basically, you just need like an hour to recover when you get back indoors. The lowlights for this week, honestly, hasn't been many, but if I had to pick something, it would probably be not having enough time to decompress and be on my own before I'm going to bed. So my nighttime routine has been a bit different because I've basically had 3 nights where I have been working really late. I've still been able to get to bed in a reasonable hour. I just haven't that little buffer time before going to bed. Just spending some time with myself, like reading a book, meditating, or like actually just winding down a bit more. By the time I need to go to bed, I basically get ready for bed, put my head on the pillow, and then I pass out immediately. So for next week, this would probably be one of those things that I want to start incorporating again, which I will, just to have that little bit more time for myself to just regulate my nervous system, being alone with my thoughts before I roll into sleep. And it's so easy when you get stuck into your habits, the trap of like doom scrolling and all those things. It feels easier to just scroll for half an hour on your phone, where it's like you could have just used that half an hour to read a book or put on some nice like calming music. I love putting on some sage before I go to bed. I just love that smell. It feels really, really relaxing. And then, yeah, it just puts me to sleep, really. It's so underrated. It feels like the smallest thing. it becomes like almost like a little gift to my soul of romanticizing my life on a daily basis. And I do really love that part of my life and actually giving it to myself to get myself grounded and to reconnect with myself throughout the week, because I do spend so much time giving to clients and being available for others. And it's just like having that time for yourself and giving back to yourself as well. This week, I've also ordered my stage heels, so I'm super excited to get them delivered. So they are on the way, which is really exciting. And I've started thinking about what colors I want for my bikinis as well, because I'm actually doing a couple competitions. I'm not just doing May the 2nd. I'm doing 2 or 3 competitions in May, potentially 4. It just depends on how I go and how long I want to keep pushing, because it is a hard push to be doing every weekend in May. And I also have my birthday on the 14th. So I have the third one on the 16th. So I think that would have been like a really nice kind of end of things, but who knows? To sum up, this week has been really good and I'm really excited for next week. And whilst I have been enjoying my meals so much across this whole week, I've actually decided to try a new recipe. I'm gonna meal prep today, I'm gonna cook it up, and if I do enjoy it, then I will leave it in the description below for you to grab and try it yourself. Just because you have a weight loss goal or fat loss goal doesn't mean that you can't be creative in the kitchen. And I really encourage you to actually, take the little time, like plan ahead and take just like 30 minutes to scout out what recipes you wanted to create, because meals gets to be exciting and life gets to be exciting when you're losing fat. This was the whole reason to why I also wanted to create this series, to show you that yes, it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging to have a goal, and you have to have structure and plan out, but you can also make it exciting. One of the most common challenges that I see with clients, I don't know what to eat. I don't know what meals I want to cook for this week. Like, me and my roommate are having this conversation every week. Obviously, I keep to kind of the same meals at the moment, except this week where I'm trying something new. But me and her, we have this dialogue every week where she just like, oh my God, I can't be bothered. I don't know what to cook. So this is really the key, is to find recipes that you love, actually make it exciting, and think of your kitchen as like a restaurant. What is the restaurant serving this week? What is on the menu? It brings me back to my childhood. Me and my dad used to sit across the weekend and just plan out what we're having for dinners across the week. And if I knew that he was cooking as a specific meal that I loved, I look forward to that day so much. And yeah, I really love food. So it was such an exciting thing. And I realized why are we not doing that as adults? Why does cooking and prepping your meals have to be this dreadful thing? Why can't it just be something fun? So that's what I'm doing for myself this week, is just trying something new. So this week I'm cooking Thai red curry fish, which should be really, really nice. I've actually never made it with barramundi before. So I'm really excited to try it, because I had kept my meals pretty plain and basic, which is going to be the protocol for when I'm getting closer to show day as well. But right now, because I'm still in a phase where I can be a little bit more flexible, I actually just want to try a new recipe out and see if I like it. So next week I will have my oats, my overnight oats for breakfast. I will have my fish for lunch, and then I will have my Mexican bowl for dinner. And then I might have some fruits at the end of the day as well. That's basically gonna be my weekly menu for this week. That was it for this update in week 3. I can't wait to keep you on this progress until I've dropped 12 kilos. I can't wait to show you the end result and my journey up to stage on May the 2nd. But if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that straight away, because you do not want to miss this series. This is going to be real raw, and I'm going to show you everything that I go through, not just the good things, but also the very challenging things when I'm getting closer to show day. If you have anything in particular that you want me to show you, for example, a day of eating, a day of training, or anything like that, leave a comment down below and I will show you what it actually looks like to be prepping for a bikini fitness show and dropping 12 kilos. That was everything for today. I will see you next week. Bye.